Hello, I'm Charlotte Atchley, editor of Baking and Snack, and this is a Baking and Snack Tech Expert. Today's tech experts are Bill Kehrli, Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Cavanna Packaging, and Gabriele Polese, Commercial Director at Standard Tech. In the February issue of Baking and Snack, we gave you a tour of Papadopoulos' Flow Wrapper packaging line, which is housed within a clean room. This has enabled the bakery to reach a shelf life of 30 days on its sliced bread. Today, Bill and Gabriele will share more about how that solution helps bakeries achieve extended shelf life without preservatives. Thanks for joining me, Bill and Gabriele.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Charlotte.
So, first off, the solution has two components, a clean room and packaging with an alcohol spray. How do these come together to extend the shelf life of a loaf of bread without the use of preservatives?
I can start to explain by my side why it is important to use the clean room in this process. Because, of course, this technology is born in Europe, and most precisely, the biggest producer of bread in Europe is very confident about the using of natural ingredients, so clean label, let's say, ingredients. So basically, the clean room takes care about the bread from the after immediately after the exit of the oven, when the bread could be, for example, contaminated from external atmosphere agent. So the clean room practically doesn't do anything in particular on the side of the ingredient itself, but takes care about everything is connected to the external problems that could occur in the bread. We take care. We as Standard Tech produce this kind of clean room. So we take care about the bread after the oven during the cooling procedure, avoiding the contamination from the air, the atmosphere that it is in contact with the bread. And after, we take care about some specific stuff about the workers, just to avoid that the workers they can contaminate the product by touching or by just because they are working in that area. And also we take care about the sanitization about the primary packing material. Of course, this is done in some closed environment, when we do something to avoid that the contamination come from outside, from the dirtiest area. But of course, a clean room is not enough to help the producer to achieve a very high shelf life. We need also the packing and the flow wrapping machine. And probably Bill will explain now in which way this system work together.
Thank you, Gabriel. Yes, it's required to have a clean room environment and a hermetically sealed package to extend shelf life. Many bakers in Europe are getting 60 plus days shelf life on packages. Last week I was in Europe and purchased this flow wrapped loaf of bread. And as you can see here, it shows an expiration date of April 15th, which is roughly 2 months past the date I purchased it, more than 2 months past the date I purchased it. So when the bread is clean, it enters our equipment, it gets sliced by an integrated slicer, and then into the in-feed chain of our wrapper, we apply an alcohol which gets evaporated inside the package and seal the package hermetically. That ensures the longest shelf life and a clean package for the consumer. The alcohol gets evaporated. You cannot taste it or smell it. It's not part of the ingredients.
Well, Gabriele, can you explain exactly what a clean room is and what it requires when putting one together?
Yes, at first we have to do a small precision, just to define the first step, which is the cooling in a clean environment, and after the packing in again a clean environment. The cooling starts immediately from after the oven, and in this clean cooling area, we take care, of course, about the temperature, the relative humidity, and the positive pressure. In the cooling, as everybody knows, it's normal that the product leave a little bit of water. because it's physiologic because of the cooling. And with this system, we can also integrate and avoid too much dehydration that the bread could have during this first phase. Okay, so this is the first step. The second step is about the clean room itself, where the product is cutted and packed. Because like as in our body, when you cut yourself, in that moment your body is more we can risk the contamination because because of the blood. But it's not so far also this problem also in the bread, because when we start to cut the bread, we increase the surface in contact with the air. So in the clean room, we take care about the temperature, of course, the relative humidity, avoiding that the humidity will be too much high and create to have the problem of condensation also in the packing. Okay, we take care about the positive pressure. It means that um, outside the production is dirty. Maybe outside we can have the secondary packing area where the workers use a pallet truck or elevators or some very dirty material, so we can try to contaminate and just to pump the air inside this area, just to avoid that the contamination come from outside. Okay, and of course in Europe and in United States the regulation is practically the same. In Europe it is a norm which is the 14644 ISO standard. In United States there exists a federal standard 209. Basically they are copy paste. Okay, and it is written in the norm that we can't have one clean room without HEPA filter. We need in the end to have a very high level of filtration. With this we avoid that dirty stuffs come from outside. Of course we also need to take care about the dimension of the room. The clean room works well when it is as small as possible. If not, we need to treat an air with a very big environment is very difficult and very expensive in terms of money. But in this case, if we can limit the area where the packing material and the cutting material are, we can treat temperature again, relative humidity, positive pressure, filtration. We are in a good way.
And what are some of the challenges with using a solution like this, but also what are some of the benefits?
So, some of the challenges the bakers and consumers might see is a little bit of a change in packaging. Although we can create a bread bag look with a ponytail similar to this, it does require a tool to open it, normally a scissor to cut the top off, but it does have the same reclosable features. It looks similar, it can have a flat bottom. Other than that, there are really no obstacles to doing this, but it will require a slight market change, and the consumer will have to adapt. But I don't see how we can overlook the extended shelf life as bakers are continuing to be challenged.
Well, thank you so much, Bill and Gabriel, for joining me on this Baking and Snack Tech Expert.